Thank you for choosing American Pest CEUs. Hi, I'm Sean Reeves. I'm an Associate Certified Entomologist with American Pest CEUs. I've been in the pest management industry since 1999, and I'll be your instructor for today's course. Today's course was compiled by Jack Launius, who has served in the pest management industry since 1990. Virginia Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services Office of Pesticide Services 2024 and 2025 Pesticide Regulatory Update. Regulating pesticides. Regulated by the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency and Virginia Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services VDACS. VDAC's Office of Pesticide Services OPS administers the pesticide program and supports VDACS and the Board of Agriculture and Consumer Services Board, protect consumers and the environment, and ensure the safe and effective control of pests that adversely affect crops, structures, health, and domestic animals. OPS authority is derived from the Virginia Pesticide Control Act and the regulations pursuant to the Act regulations. Staff also has federal credentials to enforce provisions of the Federal Insecticide, Fungicide, and Rodenticide Act, FIFRA. Ensuring proper use of pesticides. All OPS activities work to ensure pesticides are used in accordance with the law and regulations. Certifying pesticide applicators to ensure they have the minimum competencies necessary to apply pesticides. Registering pesticide products to ensure only those pesticides that meet the federal requirements for registration with limited exceptions are used. Licensing businesses to ensure they have knowledge of pesticides and evidence of financial responsibility. Conducting inspections and investigations to ensure pesticides are used properly and all of the provisions of the Act and regulation are met. Reviewing and approving recertification courses to ensure pesticide applicators receive their information required to maintain their certification. Coordinating recycling and collection programs to ensure to assist with the final disposition of containers and unwanted pesticides. Inspections and investigations. OPS conducts routine inspections and investigations to determine compliance with all applicable laws and regulations. Standard inspection, investigation procedures may include conducting interviews, visiting site, observing an application, taking photographs, collecting samples, residue, or formulation, collecting weather data, reviewing pesticide label and application records. Totality of evidence collected will be reviewed in a two-stage independent review process to determine if the application was made in compliance with all applicable laws and regulations. Respondents will be notified of any alleged violations prior to any final enforcement action is taken, and should there be an enforcement action, for example, a monetary penalty, the respondent will have the right to appeal in keeping with the Administrative Process Act. Violations and enforcement actions. VDACS can take enforcement action against any person, business, or agency that violates any provision of the Virginia Pesticide Control Act, regulations, or the Federal Insecticide, Fungicide, and Rodenticide Act, FIFRA. Types of enforcement actions: letter of caution, civil penalties per violation up to $1,000 for a non-serious first-time violation, up to $20,000 for knowing or repeat violations, up to $100,000 additional in the event of death or serious physical harm to any person. Suspension, modification, revocation, or the denial of business license and/or applicator certification. Filing of criminal charges. Refer to the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency for federal action. FY 24, 1st of July 2023 through 30th of June 2024. Violations and enforcement actions. On this screen, you're seeing the actions for non-compliance, and you're seeing the top 5 violations. We'll give you a couple moments to review this screen. Your right to appeal. Informal fact-finding. Officer appointed by the Program Manager, Office of Pesticide Services. Opportunity for respondent to offer additional information, ask questions. Officer is authorized to affirm, raise, lower, abate, or negotiate a settlement. Decision can be appealed to formal hearing. Formal hearing. Officer is court-appointed attorney. Hears all relevant information and considers all facts of all violations in the case. Makes recommendation to board to affirm, raise, lower, abate, or may recommend another outcome. The label is the law with pesticide use. Always read and follow pesticide product labeling. In Virginia, pesticide use is defined as the application or supervision of an application of a pesticide. This includes all the routine activities that are part of a normal pesticide application. Handling a pesticide container after the seal is broken. Loading, applying, mixing, cleanup, storage, and disposal of excess product and empty containers. The pesticide label, the intersect of ESA and FIFRA, Endangered Species Act, provides for the conservation of threatened and endangered plants and animals and the habitats in which they are found. U.S. Fish and Wildlife Services, FWS, U.S. National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, NOAA, also known as NOAA, requires federal agencies, in consultation with the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service and/or the NOAA Fisheries Service, to ensure that actions they authorize, fund, or carry out are not likely to jeopardize the continued existence of any listed species or result in the destruction or adverse modification of designated critical habitat of such species. Federal Insecticide, Fungicide, and Rodenticide Act. Actions for EPA are all pesticide registration decisions, new or registration review. Pesticides are one of the many factors that can contribute to population declines of listed species. Risk or Benefit Act. Many pesticide products and amendments that require EPA assessment and over 1,600 listed species in the United States. Information on the vulnerability, biology, and location of many of these species is limited especially information on how pesticides may impact their survival. The label and pesticide use limitation areas. If limitations on pesticide use are necessary to protect the listed species or their habitats, they will be referenced on the pesticide label. Any limitations in an area are considered pesticide use limitation area or PULA. PULAs are contained within Endangered Species Protection Program ESPP bulletins and are accessed through a bulletin consist of spatial location of pesticide use limitations, product, application, and formulation information, limitation, mitigation, language. Bulletins are an extension of the label and are enforceable. Allows for location-specific protections. Bulletins can be converted into a printable PDF. Example label language. Directions for use. It is a violation of federal law to use this product in a manner inconsistent with its labeling. Endangered Species Protection Requirements. It is a federal offense to use any pesticide in a manner that results in an unauthorized take, e.g., kill or otherwise harm of an endangered species and certain threatened species under the Endangered Species Act, Section 9. When using this product, you must follow the measures contained in the Endangered Species Protection Bulletin for the area in which you are applying the product. You must obtain a bulletin no earlier than 6 months before using this product. To obtain bulletins, consult the website you see here on the screen. You can also call 1-844-447-3813 or email espp@epa.gov. You must use the bulletin valid for the month in which you will apply the product. Use this product only in accordance with directions on this label or in separately published EPA accepted supplemental labeling directions for this product. Do not apply this product in a way that will contact workers or other persons either directly or through drift. Only protected handlers may be in the area during application. For any requirements specific to your state or tribe, consult the agency responsible for pesticide regulation. Accessing ESPP bulletins. If you are not able to access bulletins live, 2. Using your cell phone browser, or if you have other questions, you can contact EPA for assistance at 1. EPA Help Desk Inbox, espp@epa.gov, or 2. EPA Hotline at 1-844-447-3813. If the pesticide label directs user to the Bulletins Live 2 website, they are required to follow the pesticide use limitations, if any, found in the bulletin for your county, pesticide active ingredient, and application month. Pesticide users who fail to follow label provisions for their pesticide application, whether that failure results in harm to a listed species or not, will be subject to enforcement under the misuse provisions of FIFRA. Bulletins are available using EPA's Bulletin Live 2 system through the website as you see on the screen here. Available on your cell phone web browser, however, it does not currently exist as an app. Finding Mitigation requirements. Bulletins Live. 2. Allows pesticide users to search by location, field, address, crossroads, zip code, GPS coordinates, or other location. Application month. EPA registration number. This works on a computer. This is an example of a Bulletins Live map. To be used by certified applicators only. Restricted use pesticide. To be used by certified applicators only. Not to be used by uncertified persons working under the supervision of a certified applicator. While some restricted use pesticides allow uncertified persons to work under the supervision of a certified applicator, pesticides that contain the above statement may only be applied by certified, commercial, and private applicators, i.e., dicamba and paraquat, and Virginia's certified registered technicians do not meet the federal definition of a certified applicator, thus are prohibited from making applications of any pesticide with the above statement, 40 CFR Part 171. Pesticide product registration. Be aware of what and where you buy. 3.2-3914 of the Virginia Pesticide Control Act requires every pesticide manufactured, distributed, sold, offered for sale, used, or offered for use shall be registered. Pesticides classified by EPA as 25B exempt products are not exempt from state registration. All pesticide businesses are required to have a license to sell pesticides in Virginia. This includes businesses that sell pesticides on the internet. To verify the state registration status of a pesticide, find a registered pesticide for a specific pest, or to verify if the pesticide business is licensed, visit our website as seen below. Storage. Store pesticides in original containers in a secure area and away from children, food, pet food, feed, seed, fertilizers, and veterinary supplies. Avoid cross-contamination with other pesticides. Keep container closed to prevent spills and contamination. Never store pesticides for even a short time in a food or drink container. Just say no. Ideal pesticide storage area. It will be clean, organized, well lit. Regulated temperature not to exceed 90 degrees Fahrenheit and avoid freezing temps. It will be dry and it will be well ventilated as you're seeing here in the images. Here's a few safe storage suggestions. Keep small amounts of inventory if possible. Always keep storage rooms secured. Missing labels. If in doubt, properly dispose. Eliminate leaky containers. Securely tighten caps. Have replacement containers available. Pesticide Collection Program. The disposal of canceled, banned, or unwanted pesticides poses a significant challenge to agricultural producers and other pesticide users due to its high cost. Program status. FY24 program collected a total of 73,080 pounds. Since its inception, a total of over 1.9 million pounds has been collected. For more information, visit the website below. Once each of the 5 regions has been served, the cycle starts over. For current program information, visit the VDAX website at the link you see below. Plastic pesticide container recycling. Provide agricultural producers, pesticide dealers, and pest control firms with an option for the disposal of properly rinsed pesticide containers. Program status: FY24 program recycled a total of 54,485 pounds. Since its inception, a total of more than 2.5 million pounds has been collected. For more information, visit the website you see below. Reporting requirements, accidents, and incidents. Certified commercial or private applicators or registered technicians shall report any pesticide accident or incident in which they are involved that constitutes a threat to any person, to public health or safety, or to the environment as a result of the use or presence of any pesticide. Includes both general use and restricted use pesticides. No minimum amount. Pesticide incidents shall be reported to VDAX within 48 hours by phone and within 10 days in writing. Reports include names of individuals involved in accident or incident, name of pesticide involved, quantity of pesticide spilled and containment procedures, time, date, and location of accident or incident, mitigating actions taken, and name or description, if unnamed, and location of bodies of water nearby where contamination of such bodies of water could reasonably be expected to occur due to natural or man-made actions. There may be other reporting requirements outside of the Act and regulations. Reminder: if you don't tell us, we don't know. Applicators. Maintaining your certification includes ensuring OPS has your current mailing address, must complete a change of information form to process any changes, knowing when your certification expires and attend a recertification course prior to the expiration date of your certification, and signing your name on the course roster and complete and sign your recertification application form. Maintaining your license includes ensuring OPS has the business's current mailing address, must complete a change of information form to process any changes, knowing when the business license expires and renew the business license before it expires. The business certificate of insurance is current and valid. The business has, if applying pesticides, a currently certified commercial applicator of record who is responsible for 1. The safe application of the pesticides, and 2. Providing recommendations for the use of pesticides, or if selling restricted use pesticides or distribute restricted use pesticide for purposes of selling, must employ a certified commercial applicator of record who is present and bears immediate responsibility for the correct and safe operation of the location or outlet. Field Watch. Communication, cooperation, collaboration. Protecting pollinators. Voluntary plan to mitigate the risk of pesticides to manage pollinators. Register today at fieldwatch.com. Voluntary, proactive approach which focuses on enhanced communication and coordination between pesticide applicators and beekeepers. beekeepers providing information regarding the location of their hives, and pesticide applicators providing advance notice of applications that have the potential to impact managed pollinators. To facilitate the communication, VDAX has acquired an online mapping tool. Agricultural producers and pesticide applicators can register with FieldCheck to view the locations of hives in the application area and notify beekeepers of planned applications. Beekeepers can use BeeCheck to map the location of their hives. Online services, applicator certification, business licensing, and product registration are all available. Continue to actively work with IS to address issues and to incorporate efficiencies for both internal and external users. Continue to encourage use of the online system and welcome feedback from all users. To access your online account, for pesticide applicators, tokens to access your online accounts are included in the renewal information sent to you by OPS. Users can contact OPS to set up access if desired throughout the year. As you can see, the website is at the bottom of the left-hand side of our page. Request for access should include applicator name, certification number, date of birth, last 5 digits of Social Security number, and email to be used to set up login, personal email, email unique to user. VDAX will not grant employers access to employees' accounts. An employee can set up their own access and invite the employer. Keep calm and pass the exam. Options for testing. All exams, commercial, private, and registered technician. Remote testing, DMV computerized testing, or proctored testing by pesticide investigators. For both remote testing and DMV computerized testing, applicators who successfully pass their exams will receive a temporary certificate and can begin to work. Remote testing requires an additional online testing fee that is paid directly to the provider. No fee for other exam options. Proctored testing by pesticide investigators is based upon availability. Important: applicators taking multiple exams must pass them in one sitting. Coming soon, bilingual labeling. Pesticide Registration Improvement Act 5 requires Spanish language translation for certain sections of the in-use pesticide product labels. Translations to be used are available in the EPA Spanish Translation Guide for pesticide labeling. Only select portions of the label are required to be translated. Translated label may not be a complete label and will not be reviewed and approved by EPA. The sections that are required to be translated into Spanish include health and safety information. December 29th, 2025. Product labels on RUPs and ag use products with the highest level of toxicity will be required to bear Spanish language translations for health and safety sections. Select sections include first aid and precautionary statements, signal words, keep out of reach of children statement, misuse statements, storage and disposal instructions, personal protective equipment, PPE label statements, phased in for all pesticide labels by December 29th, 2030. Commercial applicators and registered technicians. Required additional information for all recertification courses for commercial applicator and registered technicians. Reminder: commercial applicators and registered technicians, maintain your pesticide applicator certificate by attending an approved category-specific recertification course for each category you hold every 2 years before your certificate expires. Applicators who take the required course will have their certificate automatically renewed. Effective March 17, 2022, there is no fee to renew a pesticide applicator certificate. However, certificates are still renewed biennially. Applicators are required to have their certification credit prior to renewal. If an applicator does not attend a recertification course by June 30th, the applicator certification will not be renewed, and the applicator is not allowed by law to apply pesticides. After August 29th, an applicator, by law, can no longer renew an expired certificate and will have to reinstate it by examination. This requires the submission of an application and fee to retake the test. Supervision requirements: training registered technicians. Only certified commercial applicators may supervise the use of pesticides. Prospective pesticide applicators, persons in training, must have direct, on-site supervision to use any pesticide. Certified commercial applicator must provide instructions on safe use, must be on-site, physically present on the property upon which the pesticide is being applied, in constant visual contact with the person applying the pesticide, is responsible for the actions of the uncertified person. Training must be documented and submitted to VDACs. Training registered technicians. Proof of additional category-specific training. Only certified commercial applicators may supervise the use of pesticides. The CCA trainer must submit a completed additional training form for the RT, changing or adding categories. Training must be documented and submitted to VDACs within 10 calendar days of completion of such training. Supervision requirements: registered technicians. Only certified commercial applicators may supervise certified registered technicians, RT. Certified registered technicians must have direct supervision by a certified commercial applicator to use restricted use pesticides, RUPs. Certified commercial applicators must provide instructions on safe use, must be accessible within telephone or radio contact or on site, is responsible for actions of the RT. Certified registered technicians may use general use pesticides without supervision. These, all government employees who apply pesticides are required to be certified commercial, not for hire, or registered technician. Certification is valid only when applying or supervising application of pesticides used by such governmental agencies. Do not work for a pesticide business, so are not required to have a certified commercial applicator on staff. However, only certified commercial applicators can train registered technicians. That means governmental agencies need to have a certified commercial applicator on staff to train prospective registered technicians, or work with other governmental agencies with a certified commercial applicator to train new prospective registered technicians, or hire or otherwise retain a certified commercial applicator to train prospective registered technicians. In all cases, the certified commercial applicator must be certified in the category in which the registered technician will be working. Clarification: volunteers making pesticide applications. All state agencies, municipal corporations, or other governmental agencies shall be subject to the provisions. Individuals, employees, or representatives shall be certified as commercial applicators or registered technicians for the use of pesticides covered by the applicant's certification. The term representatives includes volunteers unless exempted. That means certification and record-keeping requirements apply to persons who are not employees of the agency but are authorized by the agency to perform functions and include volunteers making a pesticide application under the auspices of the government. For example, state parks. Clarification: volunteers making pesticide applications. New Government Volunteer Exemption 2024-HB 320 3.2-3931. Agencies or persons exempt or partially exempt. F. Neither the provisions of this chapter nor the regulations adopted hereunder shall require the certification of any unpaid volunteer who uses any non-restricted herbicide with the express authorization of a local political subdivision for the sole purpose of controlling invasive plants or noxious weeds, as the term is defined in 3.2-800, on properties owned by such local political subdivision. Such unpaid volunteer shall use herbicide under the direct supervision of a certified commercial applicator, and such local political subdivision shall provide instruction by a certified commercial applicator to such unpaid volunteer prior to the application on 1. The risk associated with the herbicide utilized, 2. The proper use of equipment used to apply the herbicide, and 3. The proper use of personal protective equipment, 4. Other information to prevent an unreasonable adverse effect on the environment, and 5. Any other information relevant to the specific herbicide utilized. Unmanned aerial vehicles, UAV, and systems, UAS requirements. Pesticide applicators applying pesticides using UAV, UAS are required to be certified as a commercial applicator in Category 11, or for registered technicians, are required to have received category-specific training from an applicator certified in Category 11. Aerial pesticide application. This category is for commercial applicators who will be using or supervising the use of any pesticide applied by fixed or rotary wing aircraft. As always, the label is the law. Reminder: pesticide business licensees. All business licenses expire on March 31st. If not renewed by March 31st, the business is not licensed and cannot conduct business until such time as the license is renewed. For example, sell or apply pesticides and the certificates of all pesticide applicators working for the business are inactive. Therefore, applicators may not apply pesticide until the business license is renewed. Proof of insurance is required to maintain a business license. It is the business's responsibility to ensure that a current certificate of insurance is on file throughout the license year. If the certificate of insurance expires at any time during the year, the pesticide business license is considered unlicensed and cannot conduct business, and the certificates of all pesticide applicators working for the business are inactive. Therefore, applicators may not apply pesticide until the business license is valid. Record-keeping elements. 1. Name, address, and telephone number of customer and address of location, if different, of site of application. 2. Name and certification number or certification number of the supervising applicator of the person making the application. 3. Day, month, and year of application. 4. Types of plants, crop, animals, or sites treated, and principal pests to be controlled. 5. Acreage, area, or number of plants or animals treated. 6. Brand, trademark, or product name appearing on the product's label. 7. EPA registration number. 8. Amount of pesticide concentrate and amount of diluent used by weight or volume in mixture applied, and 9. Type of application equipment used. Private applicators. Required additional information for all recertification courses for private applicators. Reminder: private applicator certification. Maintain your pesticide applicator certification by attending a recertification course approved for the categories of applications in which you are certified. Renewal: certificates are renewed biennially. Recertification: applicators must obtain recertification credit for each category they hold prior to the expiration of their applicator certificate. Applicators receive 2 years of credit for each category for which the course was approved. Applicators may accumulate up to 4 years of credit from the expiration date of their certificate. If an applicator does not renew by December 31st, they are not allowed by law to apply pesticides. Applicators are granted 60 days after December 31st to obtain recertification credit to renew their expired certificate. Otherwise, they will have to be re-examined. After the 60-day grace period, the only way to renew their certificate is by examination. Worker Protection Standard. Pesticide records must contain 1. Name of pesticide applied. 2. Active ingredient. 3. EPA registration number. 4. REI. 5. Crop or site treated. 6. Location and description of the treated areas, dates and times of application started and ended, and 7. Safety data sheet of the pesticide applied. Pesticide records must be maintained for any covered use of a WPS labeled pesticide for either general use or restricted use pesticides. Restricted use pesticides. The 9 required elements that must be recorded within 14 days of each RUP application are as follows. 1. The brand or product name. 2. The EPA registration number. 3. The total amount applied. 4. The month, day, and year. 5. The location of the application. 6. The crop, commodity, stored product, or site. 7. The size of the area treated. 8. The name of the certified applicator and the certification number of the certified applicator. Federal Worker Protection Standard 40 CFR Part 170 Worker Protection Standard, revised in 2015. Goal: to reduce pesticide poisonings and injuries among agricultural workers and pesticide handlers. All requirements of the revised WPS are now in effect. Related WPS resources, including the revised How to Comply manual, are available online, and you may also request a hard copy by contacting our office. EPA Worker Protection Standard webpage is as seen below. Pesticide Educational Resources Collaborative, PERC, is at the website below. Contact Sue Odom, Coordinator at VDAX, for assistance finding WPS resources. As you can see, Susan's email's on the screen, or you can contact by phone as seen on the screen. Free Worker Protection Standard Training. Telamon is funded by the Virginia Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services to provide WPS training for workers and handlers at no cost to growers or workers. Trainings can be completed at your farm in person or online anywhere in Virginia for any number of workers, and we have trainers that can offer the training in English, Spanish, French, Haitian, Creole, Arabic, and Kurdish. As you can see below on the screen, we are showing their email and phone number. If you don't know, ask us. Program Manager 804-371-6559. Environmental Programs 804-371-6561. Certification, License Registration, and Training CLRT 804-786-3798. Enforcement and Field Operations 804-371-6560. Compliance 804-371-8485. You can also reach us at the website and email below. Congratulations, you have completed the course. Please proceed to the exam to receive your credit.